I've heard some of you guys are interested in a plant tour. And so today's plant tour is brought to you by the Frey Life Cactus Company, which is not a real company. It's just where Mary has kind of an addiction to houseplants and cacti. So, are you ready? I'm not sure if we showed you guys this. It's a Fiddly Fig. Of course, I've heard about them. And Peter found this at Sam's Club maybe 2 months ago for under $10. And if you know anything about Fiddly Figs, that's a good deal. So we bought it, and it's doing well. It looks great. And then we have this totem pole cactus, which you guys maybe came on that adventure with us. If you want to take that adventure with us, we vlogged it, so you can watch that video. And basically, this is a different kind of cactus than we imagined getting. Light? Almost light? Aha. So we headed into that cactus adventure thinking of getting a really tall, spiky cactus, but then this is the one they had, and now we love it. So that's that. And then we have a couple of small plants on top, and then these shelves Peter made me a few months ago, and I just keep my little tiny succulents on here. This cactus I've had since we lived in Massachusetts, and it loves North Carolina so much. It flowers. Now, it doesn't have any flowers at this moment, but it does grow flowers. And these little pots are how many inches? Maybe 1.5 inches. So like that one's 1 inch and that one's like 2 inches tall, just to give you a little scale perspective. And like that one's 1/4 inch tall, and those are like 1/4 inch tall. So I think my question when I first bought these teeny tiny pots and put teeny tiny succulents in it, would they live? Would they outgrow it? What would happen? What would it be like? They have been in here for months, and I give them a couple drops of water about once a week, and they're happy. They do tip out really easily, so like this one's kind of falling out, but they just do their thing. And I'm trying to propagate some roots in these. So this one is like a little combination that I made, and I really like it. It's really cute. Let's see here. This one I grew from a petal. So you guys know if one of your succulents loses a petal or a leaf, you can propagate it and it'll grow you a new guy. Not all of them, but some of them will. Oh, there's the cat. Also, on the topic of Harry, we wondered what would happen when Harry came to live with us, if he would knock any of these plants down, and he hasn't. He hasn't even like paid attention to them. He's never gotten poked by a cactus. He just doesn't, oh my goodness, of course on camera is gonna be the one time it happens. But no, see, like he's really gentle and careful for the most part, so we've never had an issue. This one wants some water. Sometimes they're thriving and sometimes they're not. This one wants to be replanted, as does this one, so I might replant these two soon. And there's this little nubby guy. I've had him for many, many months, maybe a year. This one's a bit fuzzy. I think it's called like a panda paw or bear paw or something like that. This one I grew, or rather these 4 that are attached, I grew from a petal, and I am absolutely in love with it. Yeah, I think growing these, I've grown all of these little guys, and I just enjoy them a lot. And then this guy's really funny and really tall. This was gifted to me, and I put this little teeny tiny quad in there. It's 4 tiny succulents that are refusing to grow for me. And those are funny looking. I love this little paddle guy. This little paddle guy is what got me into cacti in the beginning. I never would have thought of myself as a cactus person, and that was gifted to me, and I just love it. I bought these locally for about, it was like $1 or $2, and I put it in this pot, and it just hasn't thrived. In fact, it's like crumpled and dry. I'm not really sure why that is, but I'm just learning. I just have fun with it. Some little baby guys I'm growing. This is an air plant that I've really enjoyed. And then these little wild ones. I really enjoy these a lot. I think they're really funny. And that little guy. Okay, and then these paddles, I have 3 of them. These we bought locally off of Facebook Marketplace, maybe in November. And you pay $5. So it's just this woman who has this prickly pear in her yard. It's called a spineless prickly pear. And she was selling the paddles for $5 a piece. And she would just break it off the main prickly pear bush and just give you a paddle for $5. And then you take it home and put it in dirt and it'll root itself. Well, this one ended up, it was doing fine for many months. And I love how it's like a big version of this little guy. I love it so much. Okay, well, maybe a couple of weeks ago, it started rotting at the bottom. So I ended up cutting off the rotten part, and it seems to be starting with some roots. I'm not burying it, I'm not watering it because I want it to have airflow. I don't want it to rot again, so that's that. There are teeny tiny little kind of fibers that can get kind of stuck in your fingers, but then you just kind of go like this and it's fine. That one died. These 3 are doing well. I watered them for the first time about a month ago, so I'm going to water them again soon. I'm just so scared of making them rot, so yeah. And then we have some tiny cacti over here. This one's a succulent. And then we have this guy, pretty cool. Another paddle that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. And this, wait, what is this? Oh yes, okay. So this guy is a money tree, and I've had it for years, and it's just not very happy. And so I took this off to see if I could just kind of root it and make it happen. That's a petal from something else. It's not working, but it's worth a try. This is from the original Happy Cabbage. Original Happy Cabbage, Happy Cabbage, let's see, Happy Cabbage here. And as you can see, it's still happy. It's actually an ornamental kale. I've had it for years. Wait, is it like 2 years? I think it's around 2 years. Okay, and then this was out in our backyard, and, backyard? Yeah. And so I planted it just a week ago, and I'm excited because it's so funny and scraggly and cute. And it's some sort of a pine tree type thing. And over here, I have this box of succulents. They are 1.5 years, and they're doing well. This is, I believe, when I take a petal off of this, that's what grows these guys, which makes sense with their coloring. They don't all turn this purple. Sometimes they're more like greenish, darkish purple, but sometimes they turn pinkish purple. So that's that. And then, oh, this is an attempt. Oh, I need to plant that. Okay, so this guy wasn't doing great, so I beheaded him and then made him callus. So when you behead a succulent, let's see. Okay, so this one, it's really tall and it's kind of ridiculous. So I could behead it. So I could cut it about here and then let it air dry for about a week to callus. That way when you bury it, the bacteria won't get into an open wound. So I will just, now I have to decide whether to put this straight in dirt or water propagate it. I'm not sure which, but we'll see. But I need to do that because it's getting dried out. And then I just left the stump because sometimes this will grow you another succulent off of that. We'll see. We will see what happens. It already had that little baby one growing off right there, so we'll see what happens. Another paddle, like I said, yes, the box. And then this guy and this guy. This guy has never been extremely happy at my house. It grew. It grew a unicorn horn. Oh, I never noticed that. I'm gonna put him on the windowsill in case he wants some more sunshine. Happy cabbage, another paddle, and my Christmas cactus. And this Christmas cactus will grow little buds on the end. Not right now, but another time of year. Usually twice a year, 2 to 3 times a year, mine blooms, and it's doing well. It's happy. So, and then the last plants are these 2. What are they called? Majesty Poems, I think. They are non-toxic and to dogs and cats. And I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure we looked that up. And neither of our animals are interested in eating a palm tree, but we still don't want to have. So like, we won't ever have live poinsettia plants or like Easter lilies or anything like that, because those are toxic. Easter lilies are toxic to cats and all of that. But just like, if you get a plant, just like do a little research and make sure, just in case your cat or dog were to have a great idea of like eating the plant, that it wouldn't be dangerous. But these palms are not happy. As you can see, crunchy and such. This happened maybe a month ago, and it was like spreading, but it stopped spreading. So we're just gonna wait and see. These we bought from Lowe's, and there is a 1-year guarantee, so that could, but we're like in quarantine, so at this point we're just keeping them, of course. But we did some research, and some research says if it's brown on the tips, it's not watered enough. If it's brown in the middle, it's watered too much, whatever, that sort of thing. I don't remember the information, but basically when Peter was researching it, he was like, ours don't really fit into either category. I noticed this started turning yellow a day or 2 ago, so we don't know. We're just trying to experiment and learn and water it, but don't water it too much, and try to make it happy. But we sure love our plants. It's been a really fun learning experience over the last year or 2.
On me!
I just realized it's many hours later, but I forgot to show you one plant. This one. Those 2 cacti.
Did you get them a plant tour?
Hey Ollie, come here. Let's say goodnight. Come here, stand up. All right, guys. As always,
we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Oh, and good night to you too.